Hello, my name is
Hello.
Candace Sims, and I have a good friend with me all the way from Savannah, Georgia. Her name is Jenna, and we are both coaches. We took the end of life coaching program by Don Eisenhower back in 2017. Jenna started her program early in 2017, and I started my program at the end of 2017. So, thus, we both finished the program to become certified coaches. And we want to talk to you today about the importance of coaching, the benefits of coaching, and why we decided to coach. So, the reason why I looked into becoming a life coach. Before then, someone gave me some information about women for coaching, and I signed up for that program. And the person that coached me for 12 weeks. It was free coaching. And she coached me so well that I decided that I wanted to be a life coach. And I never really pursued it. It was just one of those things in my head until I read an article that talked about how, in this day and age, especially social media, the public will typically size you up by letters that you have behind your name. So really wasn't interested in going back to school, going back to college, putting in the work, putting in the time, putting in the money. So I said, what could I do to at least get something behind my name so I can look credible? People that know me know that I love people and that I love to listen and and try to help people figure things out in life. And so, coaching just really seemed like the thing that I should do. So I went back on that coaching, Women for Coaching website, and it linked me to the International Coaches Federation. And I saw all of these different coaching programs and became overwhelmed. But then I saw this one coaching program that was geared toward grief and life and loss of life. It was the only program that was listed, and thought that maybe I need to look into that. And that's just how it started for me. And before I get into really the meat of what Don's program provided for me and helped me, I'll give Jenna the opportunity to share a little bit why she decided to do Don's program and become a certified coach. Jenna, you have the floor.
Okay. Um, well, what brought me to coaching was a number of things. Um, I had experienced a lot of loss in my life, death of loved ones, and even a lot of death of my loved ones that had impacted me as well.
Mhm.
Um, and I really, was asking the Lord what He wanted me to do with that.
Mhm.
And I started volunteering at hospice in their bereavement department. And then I guess I'd been getting coached by a friend as well. And um, yeah, and we were trying to figure out what my career goals were and what was the next step. And I'd been interested always in psychology and sociology and just how people work. And I thought that maybe counseling was the way to go. And so I told her, I was like, I think maybe I'll go to school for counseling. And then she challenged me by saying, well, what about coaching? And so I looked into it a little bit more and really prayed about it and thought about it. And it seemed to kind of work out best because schooling didn't take as long. It wasn't quite as much money. I knew I could probably obtain that sooner. And then I thought, if I wanted to go on and get my counseling um, credentials, I could do that later.
Mhm.
So my coach, she knew Don, and so she gave me his name. And so I talked to him on the phone one afternoon, and right after talking with him, I was just like, wow. I was like, I really think that this man is has what it's going on, with grief and just, like he and I lined up so much on, like he's I think he's a chaplain in hospice,
Mhm.
and just a lot of the things that like we're interested in were the same. So I was like, yeah, I would love to take his program, and started that in 2017. And then it seemed like when I started too, like all these things like grief wise in my life started happening. And
Mhm.
so, I lost a friend right before that. And so, I mean, things were just kind of put in my way to kind of distract me, but I kept going. Um,
Mhm.
but, and I mean, kind of along the way, like I'd experienced that too, like trying to get my certification, I'd lose another person, and it was, really hard, or just like hard life situations were going on. And so it
Right.
took me a while to obtain it, but I finally did this July. And so I'm so excited about that now, and just trying to like get my business going. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's really what brought me to it.
Mhm. And I am so excited that you did. And what Don does on a regular basis is he calls all the coaches together voluntarily on the first Monday of each month to come together to get coaching ourselves. And that's how I met Jenna, through one of those coaching sessions. So I'm so grateful, not just for Don's program, but also what he offers to his students afterwards to keep us fresh and to keep us connected and to give us the opportunity to be coached by each other and to be coached by him. Before I joined, or before I participated in Don's class, I was doing group facilitation, support group facilitation. And there was always that feeling in the back of my mind of not feeling complete, not feeling adequate, wondering, am I doing this right? Am I doing this completely? Am I doing this correctly? Because when I started doing group support, I just kind of jumped right in. Someone suggested, "Oh, Candace, you're so good at this, and you ought to start leading, facilitating group support." And I go, "Well, okay, yeah, I'll do it." And they handed me the stuff, and there I was off running. And but there was still some concern as to if I was doing it right, if I was leaving anything out. And needless to say, what I didn't realize is the tools and the information and what I learned from Don just really helped fill the gaps of my group facilitation. And I felt ready. I felt complete. I felt whole after I completed his class. But it wasn't easy for me in the very beginning to latch on to his class because there was the money concern. And I didn't have the money to do the class. So, I hemmed and hawed about it, and I looked at it, and it looked like something that I would want to participate in, but I kind of shunned it. And Don was at me. Don was like, "I really want you to do this class." And I said, "Well, I'll consider it. I'll think about it." Next thing I know, the books were in the mail. He had already mailed the books to me. And I'm like, "Oh, crap. Now I got to do it because he sent the books." And he told me not to worry about the money. He said the money will come. He said, "If you really, really want to do this, and if this is for you, the money will come. Don't worry about it." So I trusted him, and I did it. And the way the money came is a whole nother story. I'll share that in another video. But for the sake of time, I won't share how the money came, but it did. And it was definitely a godsend. And it was a sign for me to let me know that this is what I needed to do. The thing that I learned about myself in doing Don's class was I'm a big crybaby. I cry at every funeral. I cry on chick flicks, dramas, and and I share that in one of my classes with the students that were doing the class with. And and I said that I know that I would not be a good grief life coach, because I just cry way too much. And who's going to trust someone that they're putting all their information, giving all their information to? Who's going to trust someone with that just sits there and cry all the time? And Don said, "Candace, you are the prime candidate for a grief coach. You'll be able to connect, you'll be able to resonate, people will be able to trust you." And he said, "Those are the people that we need, the empaths. those who authentically are able to connect, with their tears and with their heart. And so that made me feel confident to continue with the class as well. And another thing that I learned in Don's class is coaching is not counseling. With coaching, the coachee is in the driver's seat, is leading the dance, and we're following their lead. We have to be able to listen deeply and listen intently. And the relationship between a coach and a coachee should be respectively 20% facilitation and 80% participation. We ask the deep, open-ended questions, and we allow them to come to new awarenesses about how to achieve their goals, or if they haven't even set goals, to create some goals for themselves. And we offer a coaching plan for them and some accountability so that they can reach their goals. And that's what I love about coaching, because it takes the pressure off of us as coaches, and it allows the coachees to be able to share about where they are and what they'd like to be and what it feels like to be there, to be at that end result. And we generate this interest, we generate this feeling of achievement for them. Well, we don't generate it, they generate it, but the questions that we ask, it naturally comes to light. And that's what I love about coaching. And I wanted to bring Jenna in with me so that she can share a little bit about her passions in regards to coaching on her end.
Yeah, you explained that really well. You explained that better than I could have probably explained coaching.
Oh.
So good job. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I started off with this journey, wanting to help people in grief. And I didn't want to just do the normal like life coaching, but I do life coaching as well. I prefer and would like to, pursue the grief route, and people that are grieving either over, death and loss, or, other circumstances like divorce and change in life, and just, situations like that as well. But
Mhm.
yeah, I was brought to that from, I really think that God has led me to this. And I've started my own business. It's called Grief Forward. And with coaching, we're trying to push people forward in life. We're not push them forward, but get people from being stuck in whatever they're stuck in, and
Mhm.
helping them move forward. Um, and so that's why I chose my name. I wanted it to have, some. I wanted people to understand what it meant. That it is grief, and moving forward. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Maybe some people might be confused. I don't know, but
I like that. I like that. Grief forward. And Jenna, how can people reach you in the Savannah area or surrounding Savannah area if they're interested in consulting with you or hiring you as their grief coach?
yeah, I'll do coaching with anybody. They can even be international. You know, I'm open to it all. Um, we do coaching mostly over video and phone. A lot of times that's a natural, normal thing for coaches. Um, Maybe it's different for people, but I think within this pandemic too, that's kind of what the preferred is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So a great way to reach me would either be by phone, and my phone number is 574-527-8516, or I can be emailed at Linder, LINDERJENNA at yahoo.com. And I'm working on a Facebook page, and eventually have a website. But for right now, phone would probably be the best, but email is fine as well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that, Jenna. And the name of my coaching business is called A Vertical Journey. And that means I help people to look up and to expect their new awarenesses to come from an upward moving perspective. As you can see on my background, I have open up. Sometimes opening up helps you to look up so that you can begin your vertical journey. And to contact me, you can reach me at 678 499 9587. And my email address is Candace, Candace, 1288 at gmail.com. I highly recommend Jenna or myself for anyone who's interested in learning more about hiring a grief coach or understanding more about what coaching is. Again, coaching is not counseling. We put you in the driver's seat so that you drive the conversation and we walk with you in the process. It's like that. If you think about back in the 1700s, where the primary method of transportation was a coach and buggy, we're that coach and we're taking you from one destination to another. And we want you to reach your final destination. So thank you so much for allowing us to invade your homes and to invade your phones to share with you a little bit about what coaching is. And hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you.